Okay, this is the reference photograph of this painting, and it's on the Solway coast. It's about 15 minutes drive from where we live. Right, well, this is the Solway coast in Cumbria. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful day. 10 past 3 in the afternoon, a sunny day. Miles and miles of coastline all to myself. I get so inspired to paint every time I come here. It's absolutely stunning. The light is incredible, especially when you get the sunsets as well. You get some amazing sunsets here. It's steeped in history, it's so full of wildlife. Oh, I just love this. I can't wait to do this painting. You've got the Scottish Hills over there, the large one is Criffel. At low tide you almost feel like you can walk across to Scotland. I could stay here all day. I've been here for an hour now, I haven't seen a single person. Wonderful. Right, so I'll just, if you look over there, I'll just turn the camera around. Right in the distance there, we have Skiddaw, so it's all the Lakeland Fells. As I say, I can't see anybody anywhere. Wonderful. I'm feeling a bit stressed. I just come here for 2 or 3 hours. Trouble is then I want to I just start buzzing when I want to start painting, then I never seem to be able to switch off. So as long as I've got my camera with me or a sketchbook, I love sitting here sketching. So anyway, let's get back to the studio and crack on with this painting. So we've got the quinachrome red and the cadmium yellow. I can just tint this sky with this colour. So for the second session, this is dry, but before I do the sky, I'm just going to work on the horizon first. Alright. I want to keep this nice and soft. As the light hits the water here, so I'm just going over the surface of the canvas. The scumbling technique, very difficult to do if you don't have any sort of surface texture. In this case I'm using the canvas weave. If you have a perfectly flat surface, it will be next to impossible to use this technique. I'm not going to do the sky exact as it is on the photo, reference photo. As long as I get a good general feel and atmosphere, that's really what I'm looking for. I never really actually copy the photos, the reference photos exact. So again, I'm using a mixture of ultramarine blue, burnt umber, and some of my quinachrone red. Get that sort of purple grey colour, like some of these older brushes for doing this. I would like to do it with a new brush. Turning white goes on very quickly, just touching the surface. Just give those highlights to the clouds where the sun's just hitting them. And you see here how thick that paint is. Very thick. Just trying to get that sunlight coming through. What I'll do tomorrow when I come back for the third session, I'll have another look at this sky. It gets to a stage sometimes when you've been looking at the painting for so many hours and you just basically can't see the wood for the trees. So what I need to do is just look at it with a fresh pair of eyes tomorrow and see if any changes. I need to make any changes. Around the Lake District National Park, it's absolutely stunning. And then from where I live, I've got the coast, which is just 15 minutes drive away, really. So, you know, the light changes so much. I just have to paint it. Very, very peaceful where I live. Very quiet. In fact, if I turn this music down, you can just hear how quiet it is. I'm very fortunate to live out in the country. To get some noisy sheep about and cows. And there is a donkey that lives close by. That normally saves its eowing, that's a word, until the early hours of the morning. Now this is a mixture of cadmium red and yellow ochre. Just to get this sort of peachy sort of colour. And with a scumbling technique, just gently going over the surface and just tinting some of the white. Right, I'm just going to make some colour for the ground here. Sort of greyish sandy colour in the distance. So I've got ultramarine, burnt umber, quinachrone red and some white, just to see what we come up with these. May have to add some cadmium in yet, we'll just have to wait and see. I can just leave it a little bit blue, and blue in there. Let's get a smaller palette knife. Right, I'm loving this colour. It's a nice colour. Sit down on my squeaky chair for this one. If I'm happy with that colour. Just imagine the distant waves there, just rolling in. You have a reddy grey, purpley grey, that one. Or blue. Perfect. That, just to get that appearance of rocks. I'll go in with a smaller brush in a minute. But can you see with that? Just tinting the canvas, just brushing over the texture of the canvas with this scumbling technique, just to tint. Like so. I'm not completely covering the painting underneath. We prime the canvas with a lot of texture. This is a great technique to use. You can get some very interesting effects. Quite an enjoyable part of the painting here, putting these dark values in such a light area. And you can see here just how important it is not to overload your brush, just want the right amount of paint to go on. It's quite dark paint, isn't it? It's quite dark colour. So if I just put a tiny amount on, as I say, just that, touching the surface, it appears a lot lighter. Basically means I can use the same colour and just put different amounts on. So with these water channels, just picking up the colour reflected from the sky. Again, I'm using a scumbling technique. This is basically where the sand is wet in the distance. I'm just going to mix some greens now. I've got some cerulean, burnt umber, white, have some cadmium yellow. I'll also dip into the lemon yellow as well. Just play around it and just mix a few different greens. So we go on. I've got a good selection of greens, so as I say, I'll start with the dark first. Just roughly work out where I'm putting these darks. It's quite a greeny tinge to it, does this dark I've mixed. It's beautiful, beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous, is that? Now if that was black straight out of a tube, it just wouldn't look right. Mixing black with that. I love black, but it wouldn't be any good. It just wouldn't be right for this. It just doesn't have the depth. Okay, I think we'll start introducing a few greens. We'll start with some of the greyish ones. Okay, so just get that filled in. Some of the white areas filled in on the canvas. Again, looking to put it on quite thinly. As I say, I'm not particularly bothered about making them look too much like grass at this stage. Again, getting these grasses to look natural. They tend to grow up in clumps. I'm just going to put a few of these in. I'm just making suggestions here, using various colours. If I can do this, because it is very wet, is this. I'll just work on this area here, see if it starts to work. I just want to get some really nice light areas here. Make some almost white, like that colour. Should be fine. Oh, we're starting to get a bit busy around here, so I'm just going to be careful with that. Just getting a bit fussy.